Greetings, gamers. I'm here to talk about a RPG open world game called Nelke and the legendary Alchemists, Altiers of the New World. It's a long title, but that's because it's the 20th game in the series. This apparently is a departure from its normal type of gameplay. This is my first of the series, so it's a little bit weird to start on number 20, but this game, as the title might suggest, focuses most on alchemy as the main game mechanic. Then, with the follow-up, is world building. So, even if you are familiar with this series, this particular game is a little bit different than the rest of the series is. So, in this game, it's still on a very strict time schedule like a lot of the other games, but it does center around building up a village over time. So it's very rigid turns. You have weekdays, weekends, or holidays, as they call it in the game. And during your weekdays, you build up the town. So your normal job is to create a bustling metropolis in this Westland town that's out on the outskirts. And as the name might suggest, it's kind of the Westworld, western edge of civilization. And there are still a lot of relics of magic and monsters around on the outlying forests. And also in the weekdays, you're able to synthesize your alchemy stuff. You basically assign it to some of the alchemists that you have in the town. You play as a aristocrat who is there to organize the town, and she assigns the tasks out to all of the other people in the town. Luckily, there happens to be some weird stuff happening that's drawing all of these alchemists into the town. So there's actually quite a lot, and so you can put them into the Altiers storefronts, basically where you create the potions, the food, the bombs. Basically, it's where things are created, and then you take those things and you turn around and you sell them in the storefronts. You build storefronts, you build grocery stores, you build churches, all different types of buildings. You can have fields, vegetable gardens, groves, and stuff like that. And so you can grow stuff in the town that you need, or you can also go out on your weekend and collect things. So when you're going out, you pave new roads, and then that allows people to come into your town, as well as unlocking new resources, and you collect a lot of the resources while you're out there. Once you've unlocked a path, then you can dispatch your people out into the world to go collect these resources for you. Because most of this has to do with the time management aspect. So every turn, you get a weekend and a weekday, and you're able to build things during your weekdays, and then on your weekends, you get to go adventure and do a little bit more of the RPG style. It's very rigid. You only get to go down certain paths, but you do get to control the battles. So as you're going down the path, you'll eventually either collect things or bump into a battle and fight creatures that have existed in the game series already. And then you gain experience, and the experience helps you develop your town even faster, as well as advance all of the heartwarming connections between all of the NPCs. And when you have stronger friendships, you're able to do things more easily, and you get things done faster, and people build alliances, and they're able to do special things when they're together. When you get more alchemists together, they create new recipes and stuff like that. But a lot of this ties into the other games that have come in the past, I would think, because a lot of these characters, I think I saw something like there's 100 individual named characters. They have a cool little anime sequence at the beginning, and here's the real takeaway. When you first start this game, it's got a really rough start. So you're going to be, especially if you're an English speaker, there's a whole bunch of really nice sounding dialogue performances in Japanese that are going on the whole time. I really wish I could understand them because they sound great. But everything's in English, subtitle-wise and text-wise. So you get to enjoy reading a lot and learning how the game works through text. Because the game is very rigid with how it manages the time and turns and resources, they really have to give you a very solid understanding of how the game works, because if you start losing turns while you're trying to figure things out, you're just going to fail at the game. They have requirements pretty early on where you're having to complete objectives before a certain turn elapses. So from the get-go, you know that there's going to be time requirements the whole game. But once you start to get through the rigid teaching structure of learning how to play the game, it's actually pretty fun, and you get to appreciate how the characters interact with each other. So overall, just to bring it back, this is a in-progress review, but I will give you my thoughts and feelings overall so far, because as this game comes out soon, I want to get my opinion out there so that if someone is on the fence about buying this, they can so that they can take the first-hand experience into account. So if you are the type of person that really likes building, growing your economy inside of a game, worrying about profits and losses and expenditures, and creating market value and stuff like that inside of a game, this game is totally for you. There's a whole bunch of that, and you get statistical weekly information sheets every single complete round of turns. So you get to understand kind of how to operate a business on a larger scale, which is kind of fun. And you get to do it in a way where there's magic and fighting and bombs involved. I haven't quite unlocked the mystery of Nelke is kind of searching for these runes, as well as this old sacred magical tree. So I haven't quite gotten far enough to know what's going on with that, but just so you know, there is that kind of stuff. And some of the characters have come from very strange places. I don't want to ruin anything. So I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10. If you like this type of game, I recommend playing it. If you don't like this type of game, you should take my 7 out of 10 with a grain of salt, because I'm specifically giving it to this game because of how it approaches kind of the world building aspect of a game. So you still get to have a little bit of RPG fun and synthesizing and alchemy and a heartwarming story so far, as a part of, making your town and building up your economy inside of a game. So if that's your type of thing, I highly recommend it. Anyway, thanks for watching, gamers, and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, whatever. Anyway, thank you so much.